Fishing with Vance. I'm on the phone with my daughter right now, and I just hooked this trout. It's a good one too, but I do not have the net out because I was talking to her. This guy smacked this lure. I hope I can get him in the boat because I don't have the net ready. This is a beautiful trout, and he is in the boat. Oh my gosh. Holy smokes, he smashed this thing. And he just now come off in the bottom of the boat. Fishing with Vance. I have another fish on. I think this is a bass though. It is, a little bass. Oh yeah. Nice one. Fish on. Love it. I have no idea if my camera's on. Let me see. Fishingwithvance.com. This is fun. Phone here, and this is a good day. I'm just throwing this shad wrap over the rocks, and these bass can't resist it. It's another bass, a little guy, but I don't care because it's fun as heck catching fish, and I'm having a good time. Fishingwithvance.com. Look at this little guy. Good stuff. Fish on. Alright guys, I haven't talked for most of the video, so I'm probably going to have to voice over, and probably already voiced over a lot of this video. But that's that last bass, that fish I just caught there. It was, I think, my 5th bass. That was a pretty nice one. Yeah, the other guys were a little smaller, and I've switched over to I threw the shad wrap for the longest time, the purple descent shad wrap, and also the countdown. But now I've switched over to this fluke. This is a Zoom fluke, and it's rigged Mojo, and I have a real small hook on here. This is the 58409 wide gap hook from Gamakatsu, and this color of fluke, I believe, I can't remember it. Let me look. I'm horrible at this stuff. This is the Smoking Shad. Yeah, so this is Smoking Shad. And I've caught 2 or 3 on it, as you saw. So it's just a gorgeous day. I probably should go home, but I don't want to now that I'm starting to catch some bass on the fluke. So I came over here in this shallow side, and I'm just kind of twitching this along. I have it on my ultralight. I rigged this up before I left. So it's on my HMX ultralight, and if you haven't seen the review I did on this, check out the review. I'll put a link in the description on the review on this rod and reel setup if you want to check that out. But I love this ultralight setup. It's a little longer ultralight than the other ones I have, and Catter had it first, and I really loved his, and so then of course I had to copy it. But you can definitely cast a little further. I have this with 6-pound line on this, and like I said, a little bit smaller of a Gamakatsu hook, and I'm just twitching this along, just simulating a minnow on this gorgeous April day here in western Pennsylvania. So I will bring it back if I catch anything else, and we'll see what happens. Fish on. Fish with Vance. Pretty. Been in this ultralight pretty nice. Oh yeah. Nice bass. He was up there on the rocks. Come on here, partner. Oh yeah. Oh, classic hookshad. Gotta love it. Fish on. fishing with Vance, I went up on a corner, and there he was. He saw the boat, did his dive. Oh yeah, you gotta love it. A little fluke action. A little fluke action. Oh yeah, partner. They're off that smoking shad. Ah man, I have to go home. I hate to go home. Always good to be catching fish. I think that's about, I don't know, bass number 7 or something like that. At least a half dozen. Show you how I'm hooking it here. I'm just, like I said in other videos, I like to come out the side of these flukes, not over the top. That way you don't have to pull a hook through all of the plastic. So my old fishing partner did it this way, and he was right. So if you just lay it along the side, now this fluke's has caught a couple fish, but if it just lays there like that, you get better hookups. So at least that's been my experience. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. I'll put a link in the description of how I rig all my soft plastics. Check it out. But there's another fish on, so good. Wow, we got a lot of fishermen on here. These guys are all seeing if they can catch some trout. I like catching trout. I'm not going to complain. I mean, trout are fun, but I have just as much fun catching bass, just like this guy was up shallow here on this ultralight. You know, these guys are fun. And this is a little guy, but he hit that fluke as soon as it hit the water. And look at that hook set. See if you can see that. It's a little fish, but what I was just demonstrating there, it went right through his cheek perfectly. That's how it works. And like I said, you get good hookups. This is a smaller hook. It's it's Gamakatsu EWG, but it's the 58409 size 2. And I think this fluke may have seen better days. We'll try to get one more fish out of him. So let's come out this way this time. So I'll show you how I'm doing it if you can see it. I'm just gonna go down and then out. Yeah, this guy may be history. Matter of fact, he is. Let's put on a new one. It's always a good thing when you gotta get new lures. New doors? You gotta get new lures or new plastics because it means you're catching fish. Okay, here's what I'm using. Smoking shad, the fluke. And it looks just like a minnow. So, look at that. The smoking shad. I like this color. So, alright, so let's rig this guy up real fast. So, you come down, right out the side, back out the side, and then put it in there like that. We'll have this one come a little bit out the bottom, but I pinch where it's going to be with my thumb so that it just lays. And then it's pretty weedless too. Pretty weedless. I like one split shot just because, I don't know, it's just how I like to fish. Mojo is my thing. So I think that's called Mojo rig. That's how I like to fish them. So you can twitch that along. I'm going to come back up to this point since I caught a couple little guys. Let's see if his big brother's hanging out up here. And, well guys, I'm going to wrap up the video here. Going to be heading out here in a little while. Fish around this corner here, but I think I'm going to wrap it up. I've had a great time. Got to head home. We got some things I got to get done today on this beautiful day. But caught a good half dozen or so bass. No huge ones, but I don't care. And one pretty nice trout. And had a great time. So, yeah, subscribe, hit subscribe. Sorry I had to voice over some of this. Sort of a mixed bag of things. just because, you know, got a few phone calls while I was on the water, so I'm not totally off the grid whenever I come out fishing. So, but anyway, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. Weather's starting to pop off now, so it's gonna be a good time now here in the spring. Favorite time to fish. So leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you're up to, how you're fishing these days, and how your fishing's going. If you're fishing for trout, largemouth, smallmouth, whatever, don't matter. Carp, catfish. Let me know how your fishing's off to so far. So, getting a bite as we speak. Yeah, fish on here while I'm doing the outro. So, that was a pretty decent one too. Got them on the ultralight, so these ultralights are a blast to catch them on. Yeah, you gotta love that. You gotta love it. That's how we'll wrap the video up today, right there. Thanks for joining me today on fishingwithvance.com. Brown out.